feel free to ask in the chat and I can get them woven into the interview. But if you're ready to rock, Taryn, we would love to just get started.
I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do it.
Rock and roll. So welcome, Taryn. Yeah, like I had the pleasure of meeting you back in early December last year, for those that don't know, and just through a three-way call, pretty much a chat. And I had the pleasure of, learning your story and your experience. And you've been in the industry for many, many years. You've been super successful in multiple companies, and you were fortunate to actually go to Berlin, I think it was, to actually meet the owners back last year. So I'd love just to start, like, how were you introduced to Healy? And then we'll kind of get into more, so like just some questions around the compensation plan, leadership, how to attract leaders, how do we actually support our team? I know that you're a wealth of knowledge and an absolute genius at building a movement. And so, let's start with your story. Tell us everything.
Wow, my story. I mean, where do I start from? You want my story from how I found Healy? I guess we can start from there. And I'll give you a really short background on me. I originally came from corporate, so I have a nerdy degree of a master's in public health, which meant I worked in corporate health for 12 years. And then I was introduced to this social selling model. And actually, some of you will sometimes see Sarah Blacker. I think she's been on here. I think you interviewed her last week, right? So she was actually my very first sponsor in my very first company, which was Isogenics, which was an amazing company actually to dive into and get a taste of what this industry was. When I was in Isogenics, I helped launch it into Indonesia. And so one of the things I've always been passionate about, always just loved doing is launching these companies. From there, I got headhunted, if you like, for a company called Nerium that was launching into Australia. And so helped launch that into the market. And then in 2017, which was a really pivotal moment for me in my career inside of here, I got picked up by an investment bank in Hong Kong. So I ended up moving to Hong Kong to help launch Nerium into the Hong Kong and Chinese market, and picked up by this investment bank who thought that it was a really novel idea to use network marketing or affiliate marketing for their international investment cross-border banking programs. And so for a whole year, they paid for me to travel around the world and meet with different owners and consultants and people that made compensation plans. I met with the formulators of Isogenics. I met with like the formulators of like everyone in the industry. I was very fortunate to spend that whole year doing that and then writing a white paper and a business plan for them. So I got an amazing bird's eye view about what that industry looked like. Then in 2019, I've been, by the way, traveling around the world for 8 years as a digital nomad, I guess, but using this industry to do so. In 2019, I came back to Australia and I got struck down with something that they thought that I had early onset MS. And so for a period of time, for 4 months, I just stayed in Australia doing lots and lots of tests and kind of thought, okay, this might be my journey. But interestingly enough, I thought if it was, then I was going to cure it myself. So I dived into everything about Dr. Joe Dispenza, fasting, how you would cure yourself if this was the road that I was going to take. And interestingly enough, in that journey, I ended up being contacted by someone that I had met, a consultant that I had met during that 1 year that I was traveling around. And he reached out to me and he said, look, I know that you're going through some health stuff, but there's this product and it's an MLM, it's in social selling. I know you've said you wouldn't necessarily go back to the industry again, you're just happy to consult to the industry, but I think that this would be really for you. And even if it's just personally for your health stuff that you're going through right now. So would you try it? And so I was like, sure. I've never said no to anyone letting me try their product when they send it to me. So I was like, yep, sure. And then I was absolutely blown away with it because I'd been spending so much time researching quantum medicine and how you heal and how you use energy to heal. And so I was just in this very open space to really learn about this product more. I'd also got to a point, one of those interesting crossroads that you get in your life, that when something big and someone says, we think you've got MS, where I was like, right, universe, use me for whatever you think that you need to use me for, because I'm now at a point where, you know, I've had a great life and I kind of succumbed. I was like, look, if this is what my journey is, that's what it is. but universe, I completely surrender to you. So whatever it is you want me to do, I'm at your service to do. And literally within like a week of having that complete surrender to do whatever you want me to do. Do you want me to be a teacher? Do you want me to be nothing? Whatever you want me to do, I will be it. And then Healy came into my path. And then one thing after the next, just all these synchronistic signs. Then I was very fortunate that Healy was having their annual conference, or their very first conference actually, in Barcelona. And I got invited to go to Barcelona and meet with Christian and Marcus and some of the other team. And by the time I got there and met and saw what this product was doing and hearing what this product was doing, I was like, this is an F yes, like absolutely yes, I've got to do this. It wasn't in my head, it was fully from my soul that was like, I have to bring this product to the world. My head though, because of that time I'd spent in 2017, my head was blowing up actually, because I knew that if I was ever to get back into this industry, that I would want to have two like primary things for me to get back into this industry. One, it had to be a category creator. So I saw that those that made the most money, the most abundance within this industry, they had jumped into the market when it was a category creator within the industry. So it doesn't exist within the industry. It's something completely new, a completely new topic to talk about. The other thing it had to have was that it to be a startup. Now, 70% of those that have made millions within this industry were in the first 3 years of that business starting operations. Now, startups are also tricky because people are finding their feet just like we are. They're finding their feet with the systems and processes and things like that. But it's inside of that first 3 years where you get your prime real estate, if you like, within the business. And so it's the riskiest time to be part of a business, but it's the most lucrative time to be part of a business. Then just to like give it another tick in my head, we were then backed by Christian Helper. And I met Christian Helper in Barcelona, a conscious billionaire. So all of a sudden, that risk of being part of a startup was no longer there, because Christian has fully backed and supported this to get us through that first 3 years. And so, one, to be a category creator, to be able to enter into a business in the first 3 years of it being on market, and then to be able to have a conscious billionaire backing it. My head was like, wow, this is everything that, I'd researched in 2017 to want to bring, to say yes to another company. Then just the fact that it is what it is, it's this energy healing product that heals people from so many aspects. My background is traditional science and traditional health background. So I've always been passionate about wanting to create that and wanting to create that on a mass scale. That's what population health or public health is about. And so to have a device that's able to tap into so many different areas of people's health and well-being, or just their existence in general, blew me away. So then it was, my head was like, yes, yes, yes. My heart was yes, yes, yes. And my soul was lighting up going, that thing, that journey I just took you on, it was all about this. And so
I think we've just
You froze,
frozen.
but yeah.
We there? Oh, and we're back. You there, Taryn?
we're back.
We're back.
I'm back.
And
What
action.
did we miss?
Oh my God, you're getting so fired up. I love it. Tell us more. Keep going.
I don't know what bit you missed, because we kind of it just stopped. So
Christian Harper, it just ticks so many boxes. You were getting back into, this is just, unheard of what you were studying in 2017. And now you'd actually found it. Yeah.
Okay, so that basically, that was, it ticked all the head boxes, it ticked my heart box, and then it was just that whole journey I'd been on, and saying to the universe, use me for whatever it is you've got to use me for. Then I realized this is what I'm here to do. And I unequivocally I've never felt so, that's why I get so fired up. I've never felt so passionate. I've never felt so alive. I've never felt so on purpose as to bring this to the world. And so I'm in full soul alignment. My head's in full alignment because I truly understand the business opportunity about it and what we're really here to do. My heart's fully in it and my soul's fully in it. And so I can honestly say that in my 8 years that I've been in this industry, I've never felt so happy, so on purpose and so alive. And I feel like that's why, because we all do, right? So many of us feel like this. And I really feel that's why Healy is just spreading around the world like wildfire, even though, and like, you know, I'm very super transparent about how Healy is, even though I feel like sometimes corporate are trying its best to make it a hard ride, but it still manages to keep, you know, tripling sales all the time because the product is just so incredible. You know, there's not many network marketing companies out there that, you know, that would be able to, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, right? But it has a happy ending. There's not many network marketing companies out there that would be able to endure some of the stuff that we've endured from a corporate and operational perspective and still keep building and growing and building and growing. That is testament to the product. Like a lot of network marketing companies, and I know this because I've seen it, a lot are just really good at marketing anything. And so it didn't matter what you give them. It wouldn't matter if you gave them this dress or whatever. They're good at marketing. They're marketing, right? They're a marketing engine. Healy is driven fully from its product. And I just feel that even though there's been, you know, delays with deliveries or some customer service stuff or anything like that, do you know all that's shown is how strong our product is, how incredible our product is, that even though all those other bits and pieces, which would normally break any other business or break any other company, we just seem to keep building and building and growing and growing. And so that in itself is a tremendous sign for things to come, because we can build better systems and build better corporate, but you can't find a product like this again. You won't find a product like this again. You will not find a category creating unicorn product that's right when the world is waking up, right in 2020, when the world is having its awakening. Do we have this most incredible product that is coming to the world, that is freeing people from financial slavery, that is freeing people from pharmaceuticals and from that traditional route everyone's trying to funnel us down to? We found another way. And so, yeah, that's... Please ask any more questions.
I love it. You're just warming up. Keep going. Keep going. I just want everyone in who's listening right now, please put a big yes in the chat if you feel a higher level of alignment with this product. Is this a different experience for you? I know exactly what you're talking about, Taryn, and that alignment is our assignment in life. If we can find that alignment, we can just like rocket ship whatever we're doing. So I love this. And so I know a lot of the results people are experiencing within Healy are astronomically, like, so big financially with some people in such a short period of time. Obviously, there's lots of work ethic and skills and things that come together to make people successful. But what people are experiencing in Healy, some people, it takes other companies 3 to 5 years to achieve. So what is it about the sharing aspect of Healy that's different to other products that you've noticed?
The sharing aspect, well, I guess there's several reasons why people are making amazing incomes within Healy, and I'll separate the two of them because there's two main ones. One is that the compensation plan is a blend of 3 kinds of compensation plans. So it's a high ticket item with heavy direct upfront commissions that you get. So that's number one. Then it's a binary that we're building teams, and we have like unlimited volume. Like we don't get washed out of any of our volume like happens in a lot of other binaries. And then we also have this matching, which is what makes uni levels really great. So we've kind of taken the best of 3 different kinds of comp plans and merged them together. It's a very, very, very generous comp plan. And that's one of the reasons why we have so many people hitting so many high financial goals so quickly. The other thing is, so that's comp plan aside, if we look at the product disrupts so many different industries. It's not like it's just weight loss or just aging or just for pain, or just, you know, it's inside of so many different categories. Like, it's got such a broad spectrum. There's really nothing that Healy can't do for somebody. So we no longer are we, say, for example, when I was in Isogenics, and I love Isogenics, by the way, I still use their products. When I was in there, you were really looking for people that were just looking to, you know, increase energy or have some kind of weight transformation. And so you were really sort of narrow in the view of who would really jump on board and be super passionate about that product. Whereas when I was with Nerium, I mean, really it was kind of just categorized mostly to women, and women that were of a certain age, because it was an anti-aging product. This here, it doesn't matter whether you're a dog or a plant or or a biohacker or a healer, or if you're 80 years old, or if you're a woman or a man, or whatever stage of life you're at, it can fit every single person, whatever period of life that they're in. If people have an area in their life that's holding them back, that's keeping them out of balance, if it's their sleep, if it's their skin, if it's their mental health, if it's their anxiety, if it's their ability to recover from the gym, no matter what it is, the Healy has something inside of it to be able to help somebody from that perspective. And then you see that product, right? Someone will go and buy this product because they're like, I need more sleep. But what they're then finding is that then they have like this spiritual awakening that happens inside of it too, you know? So someone will be like, I need better skin and I need better sleep. And then they're all of a sudden like, I've healed my relationship with my mother somehow. So it just has this remarkable stuff that goes on in it, where those stories that are inside of that, the Healy experience group, are just absolutely incredible. And then of course, because it's able to do that, disrupting so many industries. Let's just take the anti-aging beauty industry. It's $1 trillion industry. Now, we have the ability to use this device, and it's able to stimulate collagen, elasticin. It's able to do, make your body more alkaline through the microbiome. It's able to do all these things that no jar of cream could ever do, and it never runs out. Like, it just keeps playing over and over again. Like, if you want to run that anti-aging or that skin program or whatever it is, you can just do it you could be doing it all day, every day, if that's the thing that you wanted to do most. Now, where else within that industry do they have that? Where it's literally like a jar of cream that never runs out. And we could go through several different industry, you know, the weight loss and nutrition industry. We've got digital nutrition. People haven't even heard about digital nutrition, but if you're in Healy, of course you have. And that's going to lead me into, so that's the product, the compensation plan, the product. And then the next cylinder we have then is the fact that it's something that is an interesting talking point. So the marketing around it allows people to be curious. And so therefore it opens up conversations that people aren't tired of having. Now, people are probably tired of having the conversations around, you know, what's inside your shake, or what's inside, you know, like, at some point it's a bit boring, isn't it? But we're able to talk about things like, you know, elevating consciousness or tapping into the energy field. Who on here watched Thrive 2, by the way? Anyone has watched Thrive 2 yet? Watch it. It's like a complete advertisement for Healy, of how Healy actually works. So if you haven't done, do yourself a favor. It really talks about the quantum mechanics and whatnot. They're talking about energy in general, but it's brilliant to really understand how Healy works and what it's really tapping into. So we're able to talk about something that is totally unique, and that's what makes it a unicorn product. Unicorn, unique, right? It's a unique product within a category creating sector. So we're able to talk about, you know, vibration and frequency, and that just hasn't, you know, those conversations are fresh conversations to the world. For many people in the communities, they're, you know, especially in our community, they're conversations people are having for a long time, but mainstream now are catching up. And so what a beautiful time for us to be part of something where mainstream is finally catching up to the conversations that we've been having for years. We've all known that everything is energy, and everything, you know, frequency is the language of the universe. And we've all known that. Most of us on here, right, have all known that. But now mainstream is catching up to it. And so what a beautiful time to be part of something where we're able to be part of that conversation. So those are the reasons around it. So what was suggested to watch? Thrive 2. If you haven't watched it, Thrive two. It's long, but it's worth watching. And the graphics in it are really incredible about how it really shows energy and frequency and vibration and what that really means. So
that's a good one. We'll get that in the group as well. If anyone has a link there, please post it in the chat. That'd be awesome. So Taryn, I want to know, yes, we've got this incredible product. We've got these amazing testimonials, once in a lifetime opportunity, literally, and a product that backs itself, you know, looking at the testimonial group, and as that's grown, the results speak for themselves. And we don't need to be selling a compensation plan to be helping people with this beautiful product. You know, this is the product leads on its by itself. But when looking at like building a team, when looking at the compensation plan, do you have any strategies on how to build, you know, the left and the right leg? You know, are there any do's and don'ts around building a compensation plan? Because I think sometimes it can just get a little bit confusing for people.
Yeah, around building the compensation plan. The main do and don't that I have is that, you know, don't get trapped into the mindset that you only have to build one leg. By the way, just because everyone's asking about Thrive 2, it's on another platform. It's not on Netflix or anything like that. I think you have to rent it. I don't know, it was like $9 to rent or something. Anyway, in terms of the compensation plan, the reality is, there's a couple of things. One is that don't get into the mindset you've only ever got to build one leg. Everyone's got to build out two legs in some way, shape or form. Please, where you can, link communities or link people that have either common networks or friends. Don't split friends into two separate legs. They might be in your team, but if you put one on the left leg and one on the right leg and they're best friends, you've now not financially linked them up. And so that can kind of cause disharmony within those networks. So we want to try and keep as much harmony as we can with people in terms of the comp plan. So do that as well. Make sure that you have an heir and its spare. So, that's why the royal families have two. Listen again. Hello.
Knock, knock, knock. I think we're good. We're back.
Okay, good.
We're back.
So make sure you always have your heir and your spare, which is you always have on each side. So two strong builders on each side that you're really super supporting. And they're the ones that you're really wanting to build. Like the first really major rank that you're wanting to help these people get to is to director. So you want to have one on each side that you know as helping get to director. And I say your heir and your spare, you only actually need one on each side, but you should always have a plan B inside of your compensation plan to make sure it's really super stable. Should anything ever happen, who knows? Who knows what happens? So make sure that you're building so that you've got two really strong builders on each side within your genealogy. So they don't even have to be personally sponsored by you. They could have been, like even for example, right? Zach's not personally sponsored by me. I think Zach, you're my third level, if right? But Zach could just as easily count when he becomes a senior president. He will count to my rank because he's within my genealogy. So so it can be within your genealogy, and so that's why one of the things with the comp plan is you obviously really help those that you personally sponsor because it's your personal responsibility to help those people that you personally sponsor. But you also go inside. I'll get to that question there. So spillover doesn't count in a minute. I'll get to that question there. But you also want to go deep inside into your organization and find the rock stars inside your organization. They might not come directly from you. They might come, look at Zach, he's a rock star. Didn't come directly from me, but came from one to the next to the next. And so that's a really good example of going in and finding them and really nurturing the talent that you have within your business. Currently spillover. So spillover is anything that you get in your organization that's not part of your genealogy, but that say came from above. And you're very, very, if you get spillover, thank with gratitude every day, every one that you get that. It does currently count to your rank, but it won't in the future. So it's important that we start building as if spillover doesn't count now. The comp plan has actually been all completely redone by PricewaterhouseCoopers and another consultant. And so it will be changing. And our understanding at this point is that you will have to have it come from your own genealogy in the future. So start building that way now. Now, obviously, spillover is incredible. Why? Because that volume counts to your rank anyway. And that volume counts to the person inside of your organization for their rank. So if you've got your two really strong builders and people are putting volume underneath, that's now counting to their rank. So spillover is incredible, and you still want to be really working with anyone within your organization that you're working, that you are linked with. And creating a lot of teamwork and whatnot, even if you're not in the same genealogy, because all of that volume is really helping everyone, not just you, but everyone in your team too. So anything that you get from above, from the gods above within the plan, you give gratitude to and really work with that as well.
All right. So are there any little other strategies, any other insights into the compensation plan that newbies should really know, or anything else on that topic before we move on? Because I know some people, you guys have any questions?
I've been thinking about this a lot around creating more simple systems around how to really talk about the compensation plan. And I'm going to go more deeply into that tomorrow in tomorrow's training on the comp plan. But for a more insight, I guess, we should really be training, and Zach, I know you're really big on these trainings, but really should be training on fast start me, then fast start 3. And if we continue to do that, so fast start me in the first 30 days, then fast start 3. So those 3 that you got on, you fast start them. If you continue to do that cycle, you would have the most pumping, rocking business ever. And if you continued to keep teaching people to do that cycle, then you will have the most pumping, rocking business ever. And so will the people that you bring into the organization. So fast start me, so you get yourself fast started, or fast start that person, the person that you're in, then fast start 3. So fast start those 3 people that you brought in. I personally don't sell anything other than a resonance. So for them to get their fast start, they only need their 3 to get their free fast start. So yeah, that would be my other.
That's awesome. Everyone should definitely write that down. Fast start me, fast start 3. I think that's super catchy. I think we need a little trailer video for that one. That's awesome. So let's talk about like building a team. A lot of people are wanting to find just that one person, and when they find that one person, they're going to be successful. But how does someone start to attract these so-called leaders? Is there a strategy? Is there a secret? Like, how do people find these amazing people out there?
Attracting a leader, you kind of got to show up and be a leader yourself, so you're law of attraction. So if you're out there radiating and vibrating leadership, then somewhere along the line, someone is going to radiate and vibrate with that too. And it's never going to be just one person builds your business, guys. Like, it's not like, oh, I wish I could get a Zach and then I'd be set, or I wish I could get a Taryn and then I'd be set. It's not like that. Like one is be the kind of person that you want to attract into your business. And so even if you're brand new, you've never done network marketing before, you can be a leader in so many ways. You don't have to have been a leader in network marketing. You can be a leader be a leader because you're inspiring, because you take action, because you live with integrity. Those are all things that are part of leadership skills. And so be showing up that way, be showing up on your social media that way. And so therefore attracting those kind of people into your organization. Of course, going out there, and here's the thing, right? Don't get attached to anybody in terms of who you're going to bring into your organization, and don't underestimate anybody who you bring into your organization. There are people that I've brought in and I've thought, this person, they're definitely going to be my next senior vice president. And then they do nothing. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I just kind of like chilling out and using the product. And then like I'll enroll someone. This actually just recently happened to me. I enrolled this girl. I won't tell you where she's from, but I enrolled this girl and I thought, oh, she probably won't do much, but anyway, it's good. But teach her how to fast start. So I teach her how she gets fast started, and now I'm teaching her how she fast starts her 3. Bang! She just like fast starts she's got like 6 people in a week and fast started all of them. And I was like, oh my God, where did you come from? So just, never underestimate anyone, as well as really, again, make sure you're going into your organization and finding out who's in your team and working with them. It might be, you might bring on Jill and she's kind of wishy-washy about building the business, but she ended up sponsoring Jack, who's like, this is my dream come true. And if you don't reach down and you don't know who's in your organization, you don't know who you're going to help build their dream with. So make sure that you're doing that as well. And that way you end up sort of finding leaders. I sort of feel like inside of there, as long as you keep enrolling and you keep giving everyone the same opportunity and plugging them into the systems and giving them an opportunity and diving into that, you're going to find your 4 aces. So, yeah.
Say that again. You're going to find your 4 aces?
You're going to find your 4 aces. Like, how I said, on 2 on each side, that's what's, like 2 massive leaders are ultimately what's going to build your business. But those 2 big leaders only become big leaders because there's other leaders, because they've got 4 leaders and 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 they've got 4 leaders. That's why it's never just one person or 2 people or those 4 people. It might be the 4 people that are in your that you're directly working with, but for them to be those leaders, they've got 4 leaders, and for them to be those leaders, they've got 4 leaders, and for them to be and so on and so on and so on. And so it's constantly building into your organization all of these leaders into that organization.
Yeah. And this is all laid out in the compensation plan, guys, in the back office under my tools, my downloads, or in some of the groups in the files sections. Please print out the comp plan. Please go through it, take notes, teach other people the comp plan. This is how we learn best, because in the beginning it can be a little bit confusing, but you will get there. You will get there. So I want to know, like, say someone's starting out for the very first time, maybe they've just ordered their Healy, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. How do I start sharing? Where do I start? What would you say to these people?
Yeah. So one of the things that I know is that people are always most excited for the first 72 hours after they purchase their product. And so you want them, don't tell them to be waiting for their Healy. We don't need to do that. Just be like, let's get into this straight away. And some people will be like, no, I'm going to wait for my Healy. And I'd be like, well, do you want to build a business? And some people don't, so that's cool. But if people do want to build a business and they want to get started, then they need to get started straight away and start building into that momentum. Okay, something that I have personally found, and I taught it on last week's training session, was something that I've been personally finding has been working super, super well. So well, like I used this exact method last week and got 3 residents signed up last week from strangers I actually don't even know, but because it works so well. So after whatever they've written on my post or whatever interaction that I might have had with them, I then actually said to them, if they've asked about Healy or we've got to that conversation, and then have just said to them, hey, would you actually like to know how Healy really, really works? And yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put you inside of this group called the Healy Experience. And inside there, you're going to see how it tangibly actually works on people. There's now nearly 40,000 people inside of there, and this is just everyday people. And so go and have a browse through in there, and then I'll check back in with you in 24 or 48 hours, whatever feels good. And every single person to date that I have done that with has come back. So I've given them no more information, by the way. I've only sent them to that group. Has come back and said, holy cow, what is this device? And so then I will follow, and then I'll say, well, what do you want to learn more about? And they're like, it's blowing me away. What is this? And I'm like, well, can I send you a 30-minute webinar? It kind of gives you an overview of what it is. And they're like, yes. Okay, cool. Well, I'll send that to you, and then I'll follow you up on Wednesday. Does that sound cool? Yeah, that sounds cool. I've not had to follow anyone up because they're like, okay, I want this. So, and then it might even be a case of So go to the Healy experience, and I'm like, this tangible, number one, there's so many people inside of there that it has social proof. Inside there, you're like, there's 40,000, okay, 36 or something, 1,000 people in there. There's 36,000 other, or 38 something, 38,000 other people inside of here. There's social proof how many people are using this product. And then I can guarantee you that there's something inside of there, there's something inside of that group that resonates with them personally or somebody they love. So whether they're in there, whether like even you're a big network marketer and you're wanting to get a big network marketer on board, they often are going to buy it because they're like, oh, there's actually kind of something wrong with me or my kid or my husband or whatever. And so inside of that group is going to be something that resonates with them. But then whilst they're looking at that and looking for that, they're going to be saying, wow, it works on pets. Wow, that horse did that. Wow, that child is now sleeping. Wow, look at that. You know, they start to see how this is really impacting so many people. And so I'm not overwhelming them with the quantum physics and everything of the device. And, you know, it's 44,000 frequencies and all that sort of stuff. Not overwhelming them with that just yet. All we're doing is showing them how it works. It works because people get better. It works because it's doing amazing things for human beings. That's why Healy exists. Not because it has a quantum sensor and it's backed by a conscious billionaire and you can make lots of money. It's because it helps people. And when you go inside that group, you see how many people it helps in so many different ways. We're not overwhelming people. So number one, just say, hey, do you know, if you want to really see how it works, or hey, can I just pop you into this Healy experience? It's a testimonial group of real people and how they use it every day in their lives. It might be really interesting for you. And so however you want to word that to get them in there. And then put a time that you're going to follow up. You know, typically you will just say, hey, I'll check in with you tomorrow, see how you went, or hey, I'll check with you Wednesday, see how you went inside of there. And so far I've had everyone come back. I haven't even had to check back with them, but they've come back and said, wow, this is mind blowing what's happening in there. And then I will say, cool, well, I'll send you this 30-minute overview. And so I just send the one, you guys I know have a lot of your own ones, but I just send the one that Max and I did, the 30 minutes of Healy, to give an overview of what it is. And then I will say, you know, they'll watch that. And then is there any other kind of questions that you might have? And then from there, I funnel them into, well, you guys have different groups, but I funnel them into quantum evolution, and I'll tag them into something that they've said, oh, well, I'm a chiropractor, so how would that work for me? Okay, tag them in there. And done. Like, not even hard.
And that's keeping it simple. And, you know, after years of you doing this, you have kind of just found that system and you stick with that one system, and that's working. So guys, if you're not taking notes, take some notes right now. This is amazing. So keep it really simple. You know, we'd love to find that 30-minute webinar as well. Maybe you can send that to me later, Taryn, and we can share that around for the team. And I think that's super, super cool. So I want to know, in terms of once you've set somebody up, that first 30 days, they've said, okay, here's my credit card. I want to buy Healy. I'm so excited. How do you help support them in that first 30 days to make sure that they get the best experience? I know that there's obviously not the best customer service right now, but what are you doing to really help nurture these people once they start?
In terms of their Healy, the actual Healy, their product, or their business, or both?
The product, and then for the business, or yeah.
Yeah. So when they get their product, I'm always like, hey, just let me know when your product arrives, and I can run through anything with you. And we just literally, I literally will set up a Zoom, and I'll be like, right. I let them kind of do what they can and I'm like, yep, set it to there, and then we'll have a Zoom to any troubleshooting that they might have. So, and I just find that works easiest. They don't get frustrated. I can reconnect with them again, and I just kind of give them a few tips and tricks, sort of like, how do you do that and how you do that? And then I will just give them some videos. And so that little setup thing is like 10 minutes of my time. And this is obviously everyone I personally sponsor, because anyone else, they're doing that's duplication, right? And then I will just give them a couple of videos about how they set up their Healy. So that's from their Healy perspective. With their business, I will be straight away, let's fast start you so we can get you your free Healy.
I think that's really important just to kind of remind people is that, yeah, the people that we are enrolling, everyone who's listening, you know, those people that you enroll, please, they're your responsibility. Like, please check in with these guys, get on the calls, you know, really to check in, because us all supporting everyone is going to help the success of everyone working together. So, and then, okay, so talking about the business side, really helping them create that get that fast start. So are there any strategies on helping people get their fast start? Obviously it's just that first 30 days. When anyone shares Healy with 3 people, you know, they get an upgrade or a free, well, the residents, you get another free residence. I think it's a no-brainer. And so, yeah, what are some tips around that?
Yeah, so some tips around that is I'm very multi-pronged in my approach to how we do this. So I want them to fast start as quickly as they can. And so I'll say, great, let's get this free residence for you, because that's going to really help build your business. And you don't want to give your Healy away. I always give them my story around why I hate giving my Healy away, which I hate giving my Healy away. So you don't want to give your Healy away, by the way, guys. So you want to get that fast start. You want your people to have that fast start, because it's such a tremendous tool to be able to build their business. And so we really keep building all the time. Even in my sales process, I'm always building that. You know, we just want to make sure we get you fast started, because we want you to have that free residence. It's €2,500 worth. We want to make sure that you get that in your first 30 days. And so I will show them examples of some posts that I've done. So some attraction marketing posts that I've done. So that's one route that we may go down. And then I will also ask them to think of immediately the top 10 people that they think would fully resonate with this product. And then I will say, so let's reach out to them and let's do the Healy experience, to the 30-minute plan, and then to anything else that they may need for any other follow-up from there. So we do that process with those people. And then I'm literally, now your next 10, let's do them and do that process again. And so it's a combination, I guess, of one, of attracting, but 2, getting them immediately to start thinking about, I'm like, the first 10 people that popped into your head when you thought about Healy, let's get them down. And then I'll say, now the next 10 are people that you would love in your business, and they may not be people's names, but they're characteristics of people you would love in your business. So maybe they're successful entrepreneurs, maybe they're health practitioners, maybe they're people that are already really into the quantum physics space. And so then I'll say, let's write down those 10 things that we would like. Now, who do you know that's in the quantum physics space? Who do you know that's a successful entrepreneur? Who do you know? And then I just do that process of getting them to formulate a message that feels good to them, and just saying, hey, you know, I've recently just bought a Healy. Maybe you saw in my post that I've just recently got myself a Healy. You know, give them a couple of reasons why I thought this would be really cool for you. Maybe just have a look at this Healy experience group to get an overview of what it really just does for people, and whatever might be going on in your world. Now, if they're those 10 people that they know that they're struggling with sleep, or they know that their kids have, I don't know, growing pains in their legs, whatever it might be. And so they'll just say, you know, I saw actually in this testimonial group so many testimonials about sleep, and so I thought that might be cool for you to have a look through that. So that's how I'd be getting them started straight away.
I'm taking so many notes. This is so important. I hope you guys are taking notes. I think it's so important. You can speed up, everyone here can speed up our results and our team growth by learning from Taryn and our other people. You know, this is why we do these interviews. This is not just for you to sit here and listen and go, oh, that's interesting. That sounds like a great strategy. I'm going to go back to my strategy that may be not working. Please implement these strategies, right? Deb's asked a question around helping people take responsibility. And so I guess sometimes, you know, there are lots of groups. It can get overwhelming. There's delays, there's some dramas, there's, you know, what's going on. You know, how do you remind people to step into their greatness? Or how do you, I guess, motivate people? Or do you motivate people? Like, how does that work? Because there's so many people in the team, you know, is there a silver secret bullet to helping people take responsibility?
Yeah, there is. I mean, when you tap into why the hell they bought the Healy in the first place. So if you tap into what really truly motivated them, then you'll tap into them actually taking responsibility. So if they truly bought Healy because they want to be part of the community to impact, then I will say, well, part of that is being a responsible leader inside of that. Part of that is taking radical responsibility of your business, of your Healy, of your journey in here. So yeah, it depends, where they're going at. If they say just bought Healy because they just wanted for just a product person and they just wanted it for their sleep. And I'm like, so, this is, again, take radical responsibility of the condition that you have. And so, make sure you're reading everything that I give you. Make sure that you're looking at all the trainings that we have so that you truly know how to maximize this product the best way that you truly can. So like every single one of us, me, you, all of us have to take radical responsibility for every aspect of our life, including what we're doing inside of our Healy business. And so, and I will certainly say to people, my job is not to drag you along on this journey. My job is to steer you in the right direction, and then you've got to take the reins. Like, I can steer you for a little bit into the right direction, and I certainly, like we do, but I'm steering you into the direction that I want you to duplicate. If I built your business for you, that's not duplicatable because there's only so many of me. So I will tell them all the time, I'm not going to build your business for you. I'm going to steer you in the right direction, and I'm going to give you the tools and the strategies that you can then duplicate, because when you bring people on, you're going to do exactly the same, because you're not going to build their business for them. You're going to build your business.
So important. Setting those strong boundaries up front, being the guide, but not being the engine. They're the engines. So that's really important. So in terms of what's coming up next for Healy, and maybe we'll kind of wrap it up after this, is like what's coming up in Healy that's exciting, that's new. I know there's a new update that my phone finally got it as well, which is really exciting. So what's in store for everyone that maybe that you can give us, a couple of little insights as to what's around the corner?
What's around the corner? Well, there's a reason why we use the quote from Nikola Tesla, because we're taking a lot more of Nikola Tesla's work, and the way that we use the Healy is going to change. In terms of how we use it is going to change. So if anyone knows anything about scalar technology, there's a clue to some of the things that we'll be doing. A lot more frequencies, some other things that are coming as well that activate frequencies. Frequencies activate them in your body. Obviously, you guys know the PET frequencies and things like that are coming. We have a new and improved watch. We have a completely brand new kind of watch. I shouldn't even be saying this, but we do. We have a completely different kind of watch launching next year. Yeah, we've got so many cool things. And I think some of you even got sneak peek some of the cool things that we have, right?
And is there a new back office coming soon?
Oh, okay. So from the perspective of corporate, wow, there's lots of changes. So I had a meeting with the new COO on Friday. His name's Stefan. He's originally from Herbalife. He's been in Herbalife for 12 years. Has such a nice energy. I'm super transparent. I thought the last CEO was just awful. Last COO was awful because he just didn't listen to the field at all. He had no interest in listening to the field. And so we had a meeting with Max, myself, and Peter had a meeting with Stefan on Friday to really talk about Australia. And he was and New Zealand and other markets, but we were focusing on that because obviously 90% of Australia sits under me. So we were really focusing on that, and he was just so open to hearing every suggestion and taking immediate action on things. So yeah, it felt so good after getting off that meeting with him. So the new COO. We have actually a whole new back office that's coming through, which will probably be around more towards the beginning of next year. We also have, as I said, there's the new compensation plan. So there's you'll see sometimes we get capped in our compensation plan, and to be honest, it's because our compensation plan is too generous. That's why we get caps in plans, and so they're working through to make sure that we have all the right behaviors and we don't have any leakage in our comp plan. So which is great, because it means for the people that are truly working inside the comp plan, they're going to be paid more, and the people that don't do any work in the comp plan are not going to get paid. So, which is great because it means that the people doing the work are actually being rewarded for that. What else do we have? Look, to be honest, I'm just so pumped that we have a new COO, because the COO is responsible for all the operations of the business. And so they're responsible for how things are delivered, for where they're delivered, for the hubs around, and they're responsible for customer service. And so I think we all know that the COO was not doing, the last COO was not doing a great job. And so it's fantastic that we have a new one, and that he comes with 12 years of experience within one of the dinosaurs of the organization, who's, you know, he's been inside there for 12 years of a $1 billion company. So he's seen it all. He's been part of it all. And so, yeah, we have massive upgrades happening. And I can probably tell you that we have a whole pile more customer service people coming to Australia as well, which I didn't tell you.
That's so good. Is there going to be a head office soon? Is that next year, I'm guessing, as well?
Yeah, so that's one of the things we really, really, really pushed. The last COO wasn't interested in having a head office in Australia. Australia is the second biggest market in Healy, the second biggest market in all of Healy. And when I said that to the new CEO, he's like, why wouldn't we be having a hub down there? Like, that's crazy. You're the second biggest market in all of Healy. So of course we're going to have a hub there. So yeah, that was really cool. And yeah, I feel like we'll probably have even a basic hub there within the next couple of months, and then we'll have our big hub going on in there. Of course, yes, USA is the biggest market in the world for network marketing, always, sometimes second to China, but most of the time always USA, and the biggest market for us. And I know that Stefan is doing a lot of work as well with the USA market. I know many of us, even though I have almost all of Australia under me, I also 50% of my team is American. So I have a huge American base as well, because I know all of you guys have a huge American conglomerate or the teams within your thing too. So there's lots of changes happening for Australia and the USA. So very, very pumped about that. Also, Zach, you might remember, but in February, Healy gave me the UK to relaunch. And so I will be doing that in November. So if you've got contacts in the UK, UK is open, but it wasn't really launched. And so back in February, Healy has given me as one of the top leaders the UK to launch. And so we're going to do lots of webinars really focused on the UK come November. And so if you've got UK contacts, we will be starting a heavy campaign into the UK.
That's huge. What about other countries next year? Are we looking at rolling out of other countries launching as well?
Yeah, so we have Canada and Mexico obviously opening. To be perfectly honest, everyone's already building in Canada and Mexico. So if you've got contacts there, just start building. Healy can't support that. So Healy can never say that anything's happening in Mexico or Canada, because they're not officially open there. If people are there, they're not going to get deliveries. They're not going to get anything. They're not going to be paid even commissions in Canada or Mexico until they can bank them up until we are officially open. And so, but to be honest, the best way to have a very secure network under you is to have as many markets as you can under you. So if you've got people in Mexico and Canada, I would say reach out to them right now. Let them know we are in pre-launch, manage expectations. They're not going to get their Healy delivered to them, but they're going to be part of the very, very first people that were part of bringing this to their country. And if you have a look at myself and Zach and Peter and some of the other leaders that jumped on very early days within Australia, we've been very fortunate because we were the pioneers within there. And so you want to really try and get some people to have some, be pioneers within those markets too. South Korea is probably the next one that will really officially open in a big way. South Korea is the third largest market in the world for network marketing. So if you have Koreans, it's a very South Korea does very professional network marketing. So most people around the world, when they're network marketers, do it as a part-time job or a side hustle or something like that. In Korea, 98% of people in network marketing are full-time network marketers. So it's a very professional market, and like very, very, very lucrative. Even though they've only got a population of about 50 or 60 million in there, it's a market that can, on opening, can easily do $20 million in their first opening week.
Just to clarify, people are mentioning in Canada, they're sending it to the US or they're sending it to a different country and mailing it in. That's not allowed, is it?
So, what can I say that's compliant? The company cannot condone that activity. But should you want to do that, that's up to you.
Got it. I just want to wrap up here. This has been so beneficial for everybody. Seriously, thank you so much for your time. This has given, that excitement back to me. You know, even that spark has just lit me up even more. I love doing these calls, love having your energy here. So everybody, please just put a massive yes in the chat if this has been awesome for you. What has been your best thing? If you're listening to this, what's been the #1 best takeaway that you think has been really supportive for you in your journey? I'd love just to, I guess, wrap it out and say, Taryn, what are the last final comments here for the team as we're voyaging together on this Healy ship, on this high vibe tribe around the whole world? What are your final comments?
My final comments would be that I hope it really lands for each and every one of you that the timing that we have right now, we will never get it back again. We will never get back again that we are part of a startup. And yes, we have hiccups and things along the way. That is part of the startup journey. But we will never get this time again where we are pre-launch in so many markets, where we've just opened in so many markets, where we are about to hit momentum within Healy. I didn't really understand what momentum really meant before, I guess, I'd done all that research. Now I fully understand it. And so make the most of right now, because we will not get this time again. So make the most of right now and duplicate these, duplicate within your teams. Try to use as many systems and processes that are just very easy to duplicate within your team. Fast start everyone that you can. I mean, even if all you take away is when I get people involved, fast start them. I get people involved, fast start them. I get people involved, fast start them. Even if that's what all you can do, or all you take away, then that would be amazing. But guys, I just want you to know, because I don't want any of you to have any regrets looking back, that this is a very, very special moment in time. 2020 has been a tremendous year of people waking up. It's a tremendous year for this product to come to market. We're in the first 3 years. We're only 18 months actually into this business being operational. And it's a product that is helping so many people in so many ways to make the most of it and get it out to as many people as we can, because we have so many people to help. And so I hope you use this time super, super wisely.
We have so much work to do, everyone. This is now not just this incredible once in a lifetime opportunity. This is now a responsibility, as we say. So this is the time. We're never going to get this time back, as you said. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, what you're doing, how you're leading the team, and what you do for us behind the scenes to help corporate and helping guide this ship for everyone. So thank you so much for jumping on, Taryn.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for everything you do, Zach, by the way. You are absolute inspiration, and you are one of the leaders I always talk about to all the global leaders around the world for the kind of community that you're building. It's exactly people like you that I always wanted to have on this journey with me, and I'm just so freaking honored and blessed that I get to do this with you and the beautiful team that you're creating. It's magical.
Thank you so much. Team effort. High five, everyone. Woo!
Thanks, Taryn.
That's it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. If we can all open up the Zoom, share a bit of love for Taryn. Please unmute yourself and bring in the high vibes.
Thank you, Taryn.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Taryn.
Thanks so much, Taryn.
Thank you, awesome. Taryn.
Thank you. Taryn. Thanks, Dak.
Incredible.
Thank you.